So we also got to deal with Venezuela and the inner workings of this whole Venezuela, Maduro, oil seizure, act of war, blah blah blah. A lot to delve into there. But first, I believe I have some phenomenal audio. I want you to go to audio number
Oh boy, here we go.
10.
Audio 10. I got it.
Okay.
Hang on. So we couldn't arrest those dudes in the boats. That's why we had to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But we can invade a country to kidnap and arrest their leader? Because fentanyl is killing too many people? That's why we shouldn't feel bad about the boats? But the indictment for the leader only said cocaine? So we go after him for the same exact thing we just pardoned the Honduran guy for? Hang on. We can arrest a foreign leader for breaking U.S. law, but we can't hold even one person accountable who is associated with Epstein? A foreign president can be held liable under U.S. law, but an American president can't? That's weird. Hang on. We're doing this because the Venezuelan people want this, but we don't want Venezuelan people here? The people who yell the loudest about refugees sure like to do everything they can to create more refugees. Hang on.
Why the
Hang
hell?
on.
The president
hang
doesn't
on.
need congressional approval to invade and bomb a foreign country and overthrow its leader and run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition? And that's not a war? Hang on. You mean to tell me the people who screamed, "We are not the world's police force," that Kamala would have us in multiple wars, are now cheering on the no new wars president as he starts a war? OMG, I cannot believe it. This is my shocked face. The only thing that would make this even more pathetically comedic is if Trump or someone else started showing Venezuela bombing footage set to some anti-war song.
All right, you can stop it.
I mean, can we? Jesus Christ. This. By the way, if you want to know the real Bochinche News Network, you're getting that is audio from the Ebro News Network. That's Ebro CNN.
Because I think that shaped exactly what's going on right now in a way that everybody can understand.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine who happens to be Venezuelan and lives in Miami, right? And I was just chatting with her. Of course they're happy that they're no longer under, you know what I mean? That Maduro's gone, right? They're happy, they're celebrating because they have been through the worst. But she said, do I trust what's going to happen next? Absolutely not.
Yeah, two things can be true, Laura Stella.
Yes, but I think more people are just like, how are these liberals not celebrating, the capturing of such a horrible person? I'm like, two things can be true at the same time. And I think people should listen to Venezuelan people, listen to how they feel, like just pay attention because they have been through the worst. No, what do you mean not listen to Venezuelan people?
I mean, based on how Americans are moving right now, well, at least the American government, they're only listening to corporations. And while there's many of us who wish we would listen to Venezuelan people, there were Venezuelan people who wanted all of this to happen. Matter of fact, the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize, Machado, who thought she was going to probably replace Maduro, but before the last election in which Maduro refused to step down from, they wouldn't even let her run for president. And the guy that she supported actually won for president. And she's been wanting corporations from the United States and Israel to come down there and take care of Maduro and get this oil for sale because she's selling to a lot of people that it's going to improve the economy for the middle class and the lower class in Venezuela, which I'm hearing a lot of people in Venezuela don't believe that to be true because prior to Chavez and Maduro, there were many, many, many problems in Venezuela with poverty and corporations taking advantage of people, which will probably likely be the same. By the way, guess where it's exactly like that? In the United States of America, the country that's claiming to go to Venezuela to fix things.
Well, I was going to say that I'm not going to purport to know anything about Venezuela, even though somehow everyone on my timeline knows everything about Venezuela. I didn't know my entire timeline was Venezuela experts.
Oh, they're getting it right now.
No,
They're getting it right now.
Oh, they're in. So I'm not going to even purport to to understand everything. I just know it doesn't matter. Like, it's never been good when out of the blue the United States just shows up, whether the guy's bad or not, and removes the president and says, we run this place now. We can't even run here right now.
Yes.
Why are, and to act as if there won't be further ramifications in the world, and that you can just show up places and take. If that's what you want to be, if that was the whole Ebro, what happened to the Republicans are now the isolationist party, and they want to just stay over here and
America
not get involved.
first.
Yeah,
we don't want to be the world's police.
But now we're going to run an entire country. We're going to just extract their president. All right, man. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, look, I do encourage people to go do some learning on this oil thing if you care. You know what I mean? Where Venezuela has a certain type of oil that we used to get from Canada, and now people expect us to stop spending money with Canada and start spending it, or start using this oil from Venezuela. It is a very interesting economic thing to watch because there is a shift taking place right now. And there's also conversations around this Venezuela thing because Venezuela sold oil to Russia and worked with China. And there were Chinese ships off the coast of Venezuela, and there is talk of this happening in Venezuela because that means we're going to figure out how to, help Ukraine acquiesce to Russia's demands. And Russia kind of controls their sphere of influence over there. China takes Taiwan and controls that sphere of influence, and South America, and that is kind of the United States and Israel's sphere of influence. So it's the new I guess you would call it axis of powers around the globe.
I love
and
it.
Who controls what.
It's going great, man. This whole thing is. And by the way, we're it's too bad. Hey, Cass, what year is this?
Oh, we don't have Cass 1 anymore. Hit the button.
Oh, damn it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But either way, it's year 1.
And you can hit the button on anybody that believes we're going into Venezuela for drugs. So or believe that. Hit that button. And anyone that actually thinks
congratulations, you played yourself.
America, the United States of America, is going to improve things in Venezuela economically. Hit the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'd been wondering, I finally started hearing people say it, but I had been wondering the whole time why there was not more conversation about the obsession with the drugs and the blowing up the boats, which has now turned all the way into invading and taking over Venezuela, while all he was doing was pardoning drug dealers.
That's right.
And by the way,
and fraudsters.
He's never going to make sense.
Wait,
no. None of it makes sense. He's pardoning fraudsters, like guys who were facing, decades for frauding the government and insurance companies and all, pardoning all of them, as well as pardoning, major world drug dealers.
Yeah, even what's his face, Big Meech, from small fries, respectfully, small fries like Big Meech, to like presidents of countries that were moving thousands of tons. He's letting everybody go.
Well, because they want to get to the money, bro. This is all about money. This is none of this is about some sort of moral compass or law and order or the rule of law. None of this. None of this.
I can't believe you're saying that. With this, is this oil? Ebro's Audio 8, the oil compilation?
Let me double check. Yes.
I mean, a lot of the commentary by President Trump's detractors that this is about America wanting Venezuelan oil, which is hard to rationalize, quite frankly, given the amount of oil that we have.
By the way, this is just like talking heads at first on Fox News.
Their oil. What we want is a Venezuela that is not an enemy of democracy.
Ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So Venezuela unilaterally seized and sold American oil, American assets, and American platforms, costing us billions and billions of dollars. We built Venezuela oil industry with American talent, drive, and skill, and the socialist regime stole it from us during those previous administrations, and massive oil infrastructure was taken like we were babies, so we didn't do anything about it.
Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us.
So as you can hear, as much as the commentators on Fox News and all these right-wing places want to say it, they're saying it to you. I mean, that's Trump and Rubio saying it right to your face. Also, are we not going to mention the fact that Trump sounds like he's talking to us from the great beyond?
Yo, bro, he sounds so frail. He sounds frail.
God. Yo, this is in the middle of big things happening, and
there's
he
definitely
does not sound good.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely there's a couple of doctors that I started following on Instagram.
Here we go.
Deal with dementia patients, and they talk about the bruising on his hands.
Yeah,
and his leaning forward being associated with some frontal lobe dementia. How he leans forward when he stands, and the bruising on his hands of how he has to take different IVs to help him deal with kidney failure and all that, like
because I wouldn't think it's
problems he's having.
I wouldn't think it's traditional dementia. Like, and by the way, I even Donald Trump, I don't wish dementia on anyone. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I'm not making light of it, but this doesn't. Whatever he's dealing with, it doesn't seem traditional. He doesn't seem like or the drugs are working. He doesn't seem like he's lost track of what's happening in the world. I'll say this: Biden seemed much more confused than Trump seems. He just seems very tired and like barely there.
I think that's because of the multiple things that are going on.
You mean different health things?
Different ailments, not just one. Like there's talking about kidney failure, and they're talking about some heart issues, and they're talking about this frontal lobe dementia, which causes people to lean forward a little bit when they're standing because something with the dementia kind of pokes holes in their memory. It's not like the traditional dementia where they completely forget everything, but it's some frontal lobe dementia where it pokes holes in everything, or pokes holes in memory, and then they fill those memories with lies, and it's actually
that's not fair. I don't like that. That's not fair. No,
right.
Trump has been lying even when he was at a selfie. I don't like.
This is what they're saying, man. I'm just sharing. This is what they're saying. I'll find one of the doctors. I'll bring the audio to the Ebro Laura Rosenberg Show. And I also want to thank everybody for subscribing once again, as Laura said at the beginning of the program.
Pounding it.
Why do you go to man? Why we gotta smash? Well, I don't think that's our aesthetic. A smash and subscribe. I think you just click to subscribe.
Yeah, that's fair. Although shout out to It's the Real, my guy Eric Rosenthal from It's the Real. He hit us at the beginning of the show, and he said he likes you saying we have plans. He's like, that should be a thing for us permanently. We have plans.
Well, no, because we got plans.
No, we have plans. We have plans.
We
do got plans.
Will we get to all the plans? We'll see. But we have plans.
Listen, speaking of big plans, Zoran hit the ground running here in New York City, didn't he?
Yeah. Did you see him at somebody's apartment, like picking up like pieces of the floor and like questioning, like, how long has this been going on, and this and this and that and that? And people were like, bro, you're already making more progress than our last mayor. You're actually caring about the people.
Here's Zoran from his big inauguration day on January 1st.
We will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or J to the moi.
J to the moi.
Be outside. Because this is a government of New York, by New York, and for New York.
Now, I think I'm not speaking out of school and saying I've heard him reference J to the moi before.
Yeah, he's definitely said J
and
to the moi.
I would just like to say this is the first moment where I'm going to call out Zoran for trying one notch too hard when it comes to hip hop. No one except Jadakiss refers to him as J to the moi. Okay,
I think he just loves you.
No, you're right. You'd be more
and
likely
then also
to call him a lot of things.
How much do we expect Zoran to stop being so hip hop now that he's on the job? Because I think it's going to continue.
Well, yeah, I think he'll stay hip hop in the way that Zoran is hip hop, and I think the way that Zoran is hip hop is as a guy with diverse taste from Queens. I don't think he's Joe, into everything hip hop, but I think when you grow up here, and you're a true kid of New York, it's all part of your fabric. And I don't think that's going to go away. I really don't.
So, and Laura, to your observation of him being in the projects, looking at people's floor, that was the first thing he did after he was inaugurated.
Oh,
literally that same day.
Bro, slumlords are shook right now, as they should be. And I'm happy. It's about time. So many people who live in NYCHA, like, have the worst living conditions. And people just dismiss it like, oh, well, you're in the projects. Like, if that's what they deserve. You know what I mean? And not even outside of NYCHA. Like, private buildings have been suffering for a long time. I mean, all of us have been through slumlord apartments at one point.
Yeah, some of us are going through it right now. Now, it's appropriate for Laura to say it, too, because her audio sounds like NYCHA. Let me be clear right now.
Hey.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Hey. Now, let's go to somebody who's a big cynic on this program. His name is Rosenberg. Are you liking the Mamdani rollout all the way around? Are you seeing, you saw him rescind some of the executive orders of Eric Adams, the redefine, that anti-Semitism executive order, the divestment executive order, like, how Eric Adams was from September to the end of the year was pumping out these executive orders to try to get cool with his buddies. Are you following this?
Yeah. I didn't. The only thing I don't like is that I didn't see what the other ones were. Of course, the only ones that got any news were the ones around Israel and anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
I think it's the one about that definition of anti-Semitism. I think is an interesting argument. But either way, I like that he was just getting rid of the stuff that Adams was doing at the last minute just to do it. He wasn't. These were not things that had been long-standing pieces of New York to protect people. These were last-minute things that Eric Adams was doing just to try to set Zoran up. That's all it was. These weren't things that were part of New York, at least as far as I could tell. Ebro, to your point, it sounds like they all just came up right at the end, and Zoran just came and was like, no. But I'd like to know what the other ones were. Because
and for clarity on the anti, it was called the IDHS. I think it was called the Israel Defamation something was the name of this definition of anti-Semitism. And for clarity for the audience, the big problem in the executive order and the definition was that it framed any critique of Israel as anti-Semitic.
Any critique?
Yeah,
It was like real loose like that. And that was the big talking point. And so then right after he rescinded this executive order, he launched a anti-Semitism office for New York City.
But that didn't get as much news.
That didn't get as much news. No.
Of course not.
Oh, because okay, the one about the definition of anti-Semitism, yes, I know there are a lot of people who feel strongly about that, and if that's what it includes is that criticism of Israel's anti-Semitism, then it absolutely should be removed, because that would make everyone an anti-Semite. Because I don't know if you're paying attention, the entire world is against Israel right now. So the idea that would be anti-Semitic to me is silly. The one that raised my eyebrow a tiny bit was the one about making sure that protests outside of places of worship are like basically kept an eye on. Yeah. I didn't understand rescinding that one, because that is something that bothers me. I don't think anti-Israel protests should happen outside of a synagogue on Yom Kippur.
Well, I don't think I could argue no protest should be happening outside of any place of worship.
That's what I mean. Like, but so if you're going to specifically attach your this is where the lines get so blurry about anti-Semitism and anti-Israel stuff, and it's done so it always is used so well by people like Netanyahu. If you're going to be an a-hole and decide to go stage a protest outside of just a synagogue on a high holiday, that's why you're giving reason for people to call being anti-Israel anti-Semitic. That is anti-Semitic. Don't go hassling people who are just trying to go pray. Going to pray to your God doesn't mean you're going to support Israel. That's I didn't understand why he rescinded that one, but I also didn't have enough of an understanding about it to really say much either way.
Well, and I think that's why he launched what is he calling it? It's Executive Order 2, which is the mayor's office to combat anti-Semitism.
How did that not get mentioned in the articles, though? How do the articles only talk about what he rescinded? It didn't say, no, he specifically opened up an office, though, that is to deal with real anti-Semitism.
Because, man, that's not how the machine is working right now. They're trying to build a narrative against this guy.
And it's working overtime.
Did you see the New York Post all weekend when under their headlines about Venezuela? Like the third headline would be like, Mamdani comrade support leader of Venezuela. Like they tie him into anything. They try to put him everywhere. It's crazy.
And then they're also coming for his wife. Did you see? Oh my
yeah.
God, the $600 boot she was wearing.
Bro.
Oh, they tried to come for a fashion. And then people had to defend her and be like, yo, they was rented.
You know, that's a stylist that lends people pieces. Like,
no, they don't know that, Laura.
No, and by the way, I'm going a step further than that. There are people out here who make $26,000 a year and still have a pair of $600 boots. If you have $1 to your name, women are fighting over a nice pair of boots.
Democratic socialists.
They shouldn't wear suits. He should show up naked everywhere. They should never wear anything.
I think so.
These people, man, it's insane.
So I went and Googled. I went and ran my Googles on, and I just put in Mamdani executive orders. That's all I put in.
Okay. Right.
The only thing that comes up is him defending, eliminating executive orders on anti-Semitism and boycotting Israel.
That's it.
I cannot find a link to all of the executive orders that he's put forth. I can't even find a link. I can't even find a link to the executive orders that he took down from Eric Adams.
I look too. That's why I didn't have much to say about it. I'm like, all I see is the same headlines. You cannot find what else he actually did.
Meanwhile, nyc.gov, if you go there, it's Executive Order 2. You could download Executive Order 2, and you can read all about Executive Order 1 was the rescinding of the Eric Adams executive orders, I believe. Executive Order 2 was the Office of Anti-Semitism.
It's a lot of executive order.
Yeah.
The man is ordering and ordering and ordering.
And he's doing it on TV like the Trump model. You know, with the cameras are rolling on every executive order. It's a press moment.
Oh, did he? Did he do it that way? I didn't realize.
Yeah,
he did it that way.
like he was doing it like when he's standing in front of the building talking about going after these slumlords. When he's he's going to do it all on camera. It's going to be very transparent.
He has to.
Yeah.
That's the only weapon that he has. He has to be completely transparent. Anybody who's blocking anything that he's trying to do, he has to put people on blast. That's the only way. People don't read. People are constantly trying to hide everything from him. People are trying to attack him in every way possible. Just being transparent is the only thing he can do.
That's right.
We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, it's very early. I'm excited to see how it goes for the guy. I'm a fan.